Okay, so there have been a few questions regarding the death of my dad. Yes, I'm mourning, grieving, but there's just so much else that's going on with it. One, still have not seen any proof that it's actually him that died. No proof at all. I did request a photo from the funeral home, who also are supposed to contact me when they get control of his body, like when it has to go through some channel. I'm not allowed to see it, but they still don't have his body, so it's still at the medical examiner, which is crazy. Like, was there foul play? Is that why we're examining the body? Anyway, I had said I didn't want to see the body cut up, but now I'm like, is there even a body? Like, who is this? You know, or is this just how we like erase people from society? Like, you're just like, okay, this definitely happened. Question was about, I did talk to the hospital Friday morning, and I said, please keep him comfortable. He was in kidney failure. They had started a dialysis, which I had to speak to 2 different nurses about to okay the start of the dialysis. Keep him comfortable. And I said, use the pain medication, like, just keep him comfortable. They told me he was not conscious. This is Friday morning. Right before we left to drive there. It's like a 6-hour drive. I did tell them I was on my way there and I would be there later in the day. And that's the last I heard from them. When I got to the hospital was when they couldn't find his body. I was like, security, I didn't go in the main entrance. I couldn't find the main entrance to the hospital. So the only parking lot and entrance I saw was the emergency room entrance. And I am very aware that the emergency room doesn't have all of the access to all of the other information. But I talked to, it was a security guard, like in a police vest, security. They couldn't locate him. They couldn't locate his body. I needed his birth date. I didn't have his birth date. It's been like, we didn't have that kind of relationship. I never remember celebrating his birthday ever. So I didn't even know like what month it's in. They couldn't find it. The hospital hadn't called me on that drive. I talked to the nurse that was the nurse that I talked to Friday morning. I was like, how long are you going to be there? And he said 7 p.m. I was like, okay, great. Like, I'll see you later today, you know? That type of... I was like, he's in the ICU. Like, you still can't find him? Couldn't find it at all. So they couldn't find him. Eventually, they tell me he's in the morgue. So I'm not allowed to see him. And I was like, there's got to be a viewing spot, you know, right? So that was Donna, the charge nurse, that was on, because they had to get the charge nurse to get permission for me to go to the morgue to see his body. And I was like, okay, I can be behind a glass, you know. They send us on the way, tell us, no, you can't see him. He's at the morgue. You're not going to be able to see him till the funeral home comes and gets him. I was like, okay, like, weird. Call the funeral home, and then turns out he's not in the morgue. We called back. Nick called back and was like fuck you. We want to see the body. And they said, he's not here. He's not at the morgue. He's at the medical examiner. Why? You know? The medical examiner was a closed facility that allows no visitors because it's investigations. Had to talk to the investigator there. I'm not allowed to see him. And the hospital said he has no belongings. So I was like, give me his belongings. I said that to them while I was in that square room talking to Donna. I was like, well, where's his belongings? Where's all of his things at? And she said there's nothing. I was like, okay. Weird. So I talked to the medical examiner, and the medical examiner says that sometimes they send the belongings with the body, and then the belongings are going to get transported with the body to the funeral home. So once the body gets picked up at the funeral home is when we can get the belongings. So there's no wallet, no phone, no keys, I have no idea. Another question was his friends. Was he in a relationship? I feel like a few years ago someone told me he was getting married. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know who his friends are. I don't know if he's dating someone. I don't know where he's living. I don't know what his actual address is. Where he got picked up was a hotel. Like, everything is just sketchy as shit. Super sketchy. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I was made like power of attorney, like decision maker because I'm next of kin. I don't have many more details than that. I'm gonna try and contact the medical examiner again. They've been very helpful. They've been very, 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 very helpful. They got more information than I got from the hospital. I'm also going to contact medical records and request a copy of his entire like what happened? What happened? You know, like what? And the hospital told me that he was a homeless person. So when I talked to the medical examiner, I was like, the hospital are saying that they thought he was a homeless person. And I said, can you just tell me what you think? And she looked at the pictures and said that she didn't think that, but he was in a hospital gown. Like, he was there for one day, less than 24 hours. And he went from being conscious and talking, calling the ambulance himself, to being dead. Like, and then goes to the medical examiner because they're suspecting foul play. I don't know. Something just doesn't line up the way it should. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think or what to like. I'm just supposed to be okay with this whole chain of events. Like, it's yeah, he's not okay with it either. He was there the whole time. Alfie was being a top investigator. So that's where we're at now. I still have to, I have a whole list of things I have to do now with like life insurance, see if there's anything there that can help pay for the funeral. Contact the DMV to see if there is vehicles registered, because I know he had a motorcycle. Where's that? Like, where are his things? Maybe if I had his wallet and his phone, I'd be able to like figure this shit out. But I don't. So like, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. What else was I asked? Hold on, let me look. Oh, I did not contact that HOA yet, with the initial address that the hospital provided to the medical examiner for the investigation for where he got picked up from, when he called the ambulance. They gave the address of a house that he lived in like 7 months ago. Like, he was not picked up there. So the investigators had to do their own research, and they know that I'm pushing because I'm like, something just doesn't line up. But there was a neighbor. His address was like 141, and there was, when I talked to the upstairs neighbor, she said that he was friendly with the number 145. So I do have like a contact point there, but like not, I could like write a letter. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll write a letter and put my phone number in there. I don't know. Because there's also like something sketchy seems like it's going on, and like, how far do I want to dig? But also, like, I want to fucking know.